Dear Derry, welcome to the actual Motivational Monday. As you may be able to tell, I'm recording this only a few moments after having finished Sunday's Dear Derry, the fake Motivational Monday. So I was trying to think of what to talk about, and then it occurred to me, it's Martin Luther King Day. How can I not use something by such an incredibly great man, for Motivational Monday? It would be, what makes it worse is that on the way over here, back to the house from where I'm dog sitting, I was driving back over here and listening to the classical radio station, and I don't want to say DJ, because the host of the show was talking about Martin Luther King, and it reminded me that when I was in high school, I wrote a poem about Martin Luther King, and my English teacher said that I should consider sending it into Reader's Digest. She really, really liked it. She thought it was really good. Since that time, I have forgotten most of it, except for the last bit, which was the part that was specifically about Dr. King. So, Anyway, so I figured, okay, I will use something of his that I have always found motivational. And I really like the choice of this seemed to make sense because also, given the shirt that I'm wearing, which for those of you who do not know, what the hell is wrong with you? This is very, very Firefly. You've got the brown coats, and you've got the dinosaurs that Wash was playing with all the time on the bridge, and you got the hands of blue plus the tie from the Doctor and Wash's shirt, and I mean you've got Serenity right there, and then the purple bellies, well the Alliance thing, and then the octopus that triggered River in the Maidenhead in the in the movie Serenity. Anyway, so very Firefly. And the thing was, this particular quote wasn't used specifically, not word for word, but almost exactly was used in one of the episodes of Firefly entitled "The Message," and unfortunately, it's my least favorite one. My least favorite episode, but it definitely had this going for it. Now, actually, a couple of good things going for it. Well, a couple of memorable things going for it. The scene where they're doing the funeral in the snow. From what I understand from the DVD extras, they had just learned that the series had been canceled when they were shooting that scene. So that maudlin, depressed, sad look is very genuine on all the actors when they shot that. But throughout that episode, they were, the guy that are transporting, he keeps talking about, it's like you said, and it was very close to something that Dr. King said, and it was one of my favorite things that Dr. King said, and I will read it to you now just to make sure that I get it right. It was, if you can't fly, then run. If you can't walk, I've already screwed it up. I'm reading it and I screwed it up. I will start again. If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward. Now, in the movie, or in the Firefly episode, they kind of took it a little bit further and said, when you can't crawl, you find somebody to carry you. Which I think is the logical next step, because there comes a point where you can't keep going, but you can rely on your friends to help you. And I really like that. I think that's a very powerful kind of thing. So yes, there is your motivational thing. No matter what you do with your life, I don't care what is going on in your life, just don't stop. Keep pushing through whatever it is that you're dealing with. The worst thing that you can do, if you are suffering in a very, very bad situation, the worst thing you can do is stop and stay there. Keep moving. Get through it. Get on the other side, and it'll get better. Just don't stop. That's about it for that. The poem, because I know somebody, ow, that really hurt. I know that somebody is going to ask me, so I might as well tell you the part that I do remember from the poem that I wrote. And bear in mind, I was, 15, 16 when I wrote this. Like I said, I don't remember the beginning of the poem, but the last stanza or two was, how did it go? I do remember it, I swear. It was, I have a dream, we heard him say, the late great Dr. King, peace on earth, goodwill toward men, and let the freedom ring. It matters not if one ship's at sea, or if it's securely moored, for he who lives by this shall die by this, the blade of the proverbial sword. And my English teacher was like, you should send that to Reader's Digest. I mean, you should really send that to Reader's Digest. Which she was talking about the whole thing, not just the end of it. But I was like, what if they don't? I mean, it was partly fear of rejection and partly fear of acceptance. Because I was like, man, if they accept it, then think of the pressure to keep producing. Oh my God, I was very lazy. When when I was back then, I wanted to do just enough to, pass, but not enough to excel, which was kind of a sticking point, I think, between me and my father. Very lazy, very lazy. I really kind of regret that. That's probably why I'm not very good at math. If I had applied myself, I would probably be, and art, because I know I can draw. I've done it. I did it once. I drew a picture of a dragon. I was terrified of trying to do the head. So I had the head off the top of the piece of paper, and I drew this dragon with his mountain of gold and rivers of lava, and there was a sword that had obviously just been stuck in him, and he's kind of dropping a goblet, and I just sketched it out with pencil, and I took it to my mom, and I said, "What do you think?" And she took a look at it. She said, "It looks like a dragon sans head." And I'm like, "What?" She said, "It looks like a dragon sans head." I'm like, "What is sans head?" She said, No, it's sans head. It's French. It means without a head." And I'm like, "Could you tell me what you think of the piece and not give me a French lesson?" Because I would... My sister is an amazing artist. She is incredible. And I think if I had received the same kind of support that she had, I might be as good as she is. But this is, nah. So I just act. That's what I like doing. My sister's the artist. My youngest little brother is the musician. I think he's a drummer. My oldest younger brother is a nurse. He just got his RN ship thing. And I am kind of the lazy sumbitch who's the oldest sheep in the family. Wolf in sheep's clothing. And I never quite applied myself to anything other than acting, because that's what I wanted to do, was acting. But at the same time, I was terrified of getting it wrong, not necessarily not being accepted. I can deal with rejection now. I couldn't back then, but I've grown into it because I kept moving forward. Now failure is just a springboard to try again. So, it's that empty spot between, here, tell me what you think of this, and getting the answer back. That spot in the middle, that's where my nightmares occur. It's like, I get so paranoid. I'm like, oh my God, they hate it because they didn't say anything, right away. And I'm like, no, maybe they're just busy. Like, they said that they would get you an answer in a couple of days. It has been 3 hours. Would you please relax and stop freaking out? It's like, what if they hate it? Shut up. If they hate it, they hate it. So what? It's just the waiting. That's where my sense of self-doubt kicks in. Is that middle ground. Oh, don't like that. But keep pushing forward. You'll get through it. Absolutely. Now, there is 10 minutes and 15 seconds of hopefully something that you find motivational. I am going to let you guys go and hopefully let you guys keep going. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow for TMI Tuesday. Yeah, I got one for that. Anyway, take care. Be careless.